Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to you all. We are here once again, compelled to be here because of the atrocities and the brutalities done to us by the Métis. So here we are once again. I hope we consider this our second home. Right, we'll be starting right with our program. The program today is a peaceful sit-in protest organized jointly by the Joint Unau Delhi Tribal Student Forum, Delhi, Kuki Women Forum, Delhi, and Unau Tribal Women Forum, Delhi, to protest against gross human rights violation in Manipur. Starting with our program, I'd like to call Invocation Prayer, Reverend S. Ginlian Mang, to have his time on the stage.
Good afternoon. Nabonon nitapa. Before we pray, let me read a verse from the Bible. Itum nai nei masangin lai siang tho mun khat talang wawi. Psalm number 143 verse 1. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplication. In thy faithfulness, answer me, and in thy righteousness. O mangpa katunget na ngai hien len, hepia kanget na nabila hingdong in naginum na len di tat na zia in hingdongin mangpan athu isimpiat de tan charing gwalzol tahen. Pasianit inget na itum na angdong na dingin poimo mama Hosea Bungup Changkada, Hosea chapter 6 verse 1a. Bangagene, hing peun mang pakwa kinwale vai, anachia. Come, let us return to the Lord. Ahia. You may sit tens and 100 times, but if we don't return to the Lord may not hear our prayer. Pasian zan an kunchet vai. Mang paka pasiano, nait na noy na tenang man tangsa. Tuni huna hi Jantar Mantar mun Delhi tia proteste bolthing lai de coaching tangmi te hun lem nang buat se jen amasa in nang ma wangi chikagel do wa tupi na le lopina zausia nang ma kang pe masau hi tuni hunin mang pa o a hi lungsia te in kagamboi nau le mang pa o na ta te su gen te kom nau nang man hing thei pi a mang pa nang man hing kinwa hei san lowa kanget na teu nang man hing dong dingin na lungsiat na le mang pa on za ngai na kangen son son he tu no na hita muna protest ka bol na wa kang ki pat ko no ngi thua pina kang de dein kang kun wa to mia abul nang pat sama bangin alai jang atop tana nang man hing mapui tan chin ka hut na hut hadin ka ki kem sa zo he to chang le tu ne honen zan hun ten zong mang pa o more lama ka unau teu thua dan tele hasad dan terong kathaiwa to cheng le tumba sanga thua te ahi ta in zong to te zo sia mang panang mane pitain ain kon mi te in sung mi te nangman hamwan le to cheng le gen theila hasa te ka mun chat nang man hingpan pia hat na hingpedingen tunin na suai na keng bulu pa to in kangen hi to cheng le pa o tunia ka kiman na zo sia nangma de lo zong ahi lo na dingen mang pa o ka ham dan kapau danu le mang pa o kagam tat dan te zo sio nang man hingkep bit sa hingveng bit sa dingin nang ma khura ki kem sa in kahun dam pau Nazaret Jesum nen nakunga kangen hi.
Now over to Dr. Grace Guitevalte for slogan shouting.
Brothers and sisters, we are one. We are united. We are one. We are united. We are brothers and sisters, it has been 6 months, more than 180 days. The day, May 3rd, 2023. This is the day we will never ever forget in our life. My generation, your generation, The coming generation will never forget 3rd May 2023. Since 3rd May 2023, more than 100 Kuki-Zo, Mar, Mizo tribals have lost their lives. More than 200 villages have been burned. More than 7,000 tribal villages have been burned and destroyed. More than 40,000 people from the Kuki-Zo, Mar, Mizo community have been displaced. What is this? This is gross human violations. What is this? Gross human violations. What is this? I stand here today. मैं आज इस मंच पे बोलना चाहती हूँ, दुनिया को बोलना चाहती हूँ कि हम इंसान हैं. We are humans. हम जानवर नहीं हैं. We are not animals. और हम देशवासी हैं. इस महान भारत के देश के नागरिक हैं. And we appeal to the center government. हम विनती करते हैं हमारे केंद्रीय मंत्री, जो हमारे वेरी पावरफुल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया मोदी जी से, हमारे गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी से ये विनती करते हैं कि जो हमारे मानव अधिकारों के उल्लंघन हो रहा है हमारे ट्राइबल्स के खिलाफ, उनको बंद करें. बिकॉज वी बिलीव दैट द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज वेरी पावरफुल. दे हैव द पावर टू स्टॉप द ग्रॉस human violation against the Kuki-Zo, Mar, Mizo community. Dear brothers and sisters, we are here to show our solidarity with our people back home in the hilly districts. Now, I ask every one of you to stand up. Let us all stand up to pay our respect to the tribal volunteers who have died, who have lost their lives to defend our land, to defend our villages. 1 minute of silence. We shall overcome. Sing with me. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. Sing loudly. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand all day, all day. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we'll walk hand in hand all day. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand all day. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we'll walk hand in hand all day. Slogan shouting ni bolzwal di wo. Ken khas stage ha. Stop human violation against the tribals. angay thei benin. Stop human rights violations. Stop human rights violations. Stop human rights violations. Next slogan na hile, ken ka Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo. We are one. Non-sin. Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are one!
Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are one!
Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are one!
And next sa hile, we are united. Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are united!
Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are united!
Kuki-Zo mi mar, mizo.
We are united!
Tutawale, Kipawai. Now over to Nug Lady Vipay.
It's not a very happy moment today. We gathered here after 6 months of human violations against Kuki-Zo community. 3rd May, we all know it started on 3rd May until today. It's very sad that in front of our great nation, India, within our country, in a state of Manipur, human basic rights are violated. Women have been paraded naked. The video went viral, we all know that. And all the people who violated the rights of all those innocent women of the Kuki-Zo community, all the perpetrators can be identified through the video. We don't need a strong brain. We don't need a strong intelligence. We don't need a strong forces to grab all those men who paraded the woman naked, violated, raped. But till now, sadly, those men are left free to continue their crime. One more thing. The bodies of the Kuki-Zo, after 180 days, after half years, the dead bodies of our loved ones are still lying in Imphal Valley. It is not unclaimed bodies. It is those bodies we cannot claim. We cannot access to Imphal Valley. Even our ministers, our representatives, our MLAs of the Kuki-Zos, our government officers, nobody, none, zero from the Kuki-Zo community can enter the Imphal Valley. We want the intervention of the central government, the Home Ministry, to quickly see to it that at least our loved one bodies will be buried with full dignity. They are not the bodies of infiltrators. They are not the bodies of poppy cultivators. They are not the bodies of someone who doesn't belong to this country. They are the bodies of the citizens of our great nation. I appeal to the concerned department. Please see to that after 180 days, we are yet to see a loved one being buried. I want to appeal also what happened in More. Our Honorable Home Minister visited our hometown in the beginning of the violence. We all know that. He promised us peace for 15 days in those days. But within 3 days, the Cocaine Village incident happened against Kuki-Zo. One old grandmother praying in the church, was shot and murdered. The innocent boy of 7 years old who was burnt inside an ambulance with his relatives, innocent boy. Till now, no arrest has been made. We can scream and yell and blame each other, point finger at each other, but all of you, including the security forces, I believe you all have families. I believe you all know pain. Today, we are here with agony in our hearts, crying every day, hoping that some good results will come towards us. Day after day, we cannot move forward. We are stuck in the pain that's inflicted on us. And today, at Jantar Mantar, a national capital of India, in New Delhi, we are here to say against gross violation of human rights in Manipur. If a young boy of David Thick beheaded was not against human violations, I don't know what we call human violations. What about Florence and Olivia? Young girls, very promising future, given to the mob in Imphal Valley. Not only raped and killed, their bodies are lying in Imphal till today. Can all of us get up? We're going to shout the slogans. Can everybody rise to our feet? Today we're going to fight with our sweat and with our blood. Say after me, I'm a Kuki. I am Mizo. I'm Zomi. I am not a terrorist. I'm not illegal immigrant. I'm not a poppy cultivator. My family's dead bodies are in Fall. Please hand over to us. It's not unclaimed body. It's a body we cannot claim. Justice for Kuki-Zo. Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nugladi and Dr. Grace. That's exactly the kind of energy and spitting out the truth when fighting for our rights in all fairness. Moving on, kaye kanamite hongvuvin. Lepon bangchan kitho khom tau hite. Palbang in nang khom tau hite. Email ma sutlai khom bang do khom taite. And the same intense meaning in paite, simte, vaipe, mizo, zo, mar, gangte. In order to lead this song, this meaningful song of tribal unity, we call upon Delhi Joint artists. Koi ma ki khen thei ding um si o si tui bangin ki gom taniu tu ni in ikam inam hu tani u ikam hilo mo ibual na u gam hi bang dia kwal sin khopem kwala miten thing thet sanol bang ei bolu Ilai dip daplo ahem kanam miten ting phet sanol bang ei bol hi lalai dip daplo ahem kanam ril ru mun khat puwa shui khat wanin mun khat puwa shi kha
batiang sonin kan ram le kan nam kan lai nat na le kum khatin in leng sa ang tuma in chen te kan nilo ikam hilo mo ibwal na kam ko ibwal na bang din kwal sin ko pem banga miten sing sian wal bang hing walu ilai dip na lo hey ma kanam miten sing sia sanwal bang hing wal hi na lai dip na lo hey ma kanam lunglin lungchin in kam tu kla kangin in kam tu din di lei tiu koi son hin imit thi chu kamit thi an no ani sol tlang ei ta chol tlang ei tiu ikam hilo mo ibol na gam ni bang din kwal sin khopem banga miten thing het sanol bang ibol lo ilai dip daplo ahim kanam miten thing het sanol bang ibol hi nalai dip daplo ahim kanam miten thing het sanol bang ibol hi nalai dip damlo haima kanam
Hello, check. Thank you, Delhi Joint Artists, for leading us with a song, and we hope many songs will be coming up more than this. Among us, there are some prominent figures who are with us, who came out in support of us. I want to thank them. On behalf of all my people, all the Kuki-Zo, Jomi, Mar, Mijo community, I thank you for coming out. I thank you for still considering us humans, when even the state government of Manipur don't even consider us humans. I thank you for coming out. I thank you for coming out and supporting against the crime of human right violation. Thank you. Now going over to our next program, we have introductory remarks from P. Chong Loy, convener, organizing committee. I called him on the stage.
Hello. Namaste. Jinka pha tale adang chu tampi mong le. Chibai kan bol masawin. Thu kasai masanga. Thilkhat kasai nomin. Kahong kipat god hona le. Iloi ho tam ta in phone win. Nakichi the hon de ati win le. Kahong kichi theo na le kahong ge di chan honin aji chu igam le se dwi iche now gam hi aphat pon na a government in ehu sang win eho hi ilo as a voice su down them alo le ki cha sa them ti hi angai tu hi chun kan kilon pi pa kuki pa ka to kahong kilon na le boy dan arijit kuki to kahong kilon le कोई information namu tam nachi theon lawale namat diwe tiwin ele chichu thamjakhat kan vet hon ja aj kahung ge hon hin na kasei nom na chi bola cha ka pat ham itiale ikicha lo diwe kei wang ko all mo he I'm waiting for my FIR na ama yong kho salo ai wa jingka pa na chun phone hi tam ta ve hongin arijit chu ai thela thu sei da na tiwin kei chun kasei chi pyam tiale ta bona ti wa laya thu sei pe na amat wa le iki khet to le yeng ka ti na ilungam ngayin ta le mai phavet lo government ju ho hu dingam hin ho hu lo wa le on jong action la na ding ai lo le pathenin khol la tha keng ei pe chu iman thei ve ti chu ka sei nomin lemna Hilanga to kukin pi kumpi pa hin tale women lama advisor ho hin nu te ho hin atale hulama joint organizers Kuki-Zo women forum hin tale Unau tribal forum amo hin tale ade in student ho join Unau join ipipyong iman wam kasei mode din na Unau tribal students forum iki wop na pau amo lam kai na hi tuni ithil bol hi bol hin amo chunga atale organizer ho chunga ki pathu ga sei mas pen khot ga beng utele hilang hau tukun kahung kite ding ya ju ha sia kan sei the microphone ka het wang aju ha pe na kong pen de na iti ama ho eho thui tu pi e jo Hamas Israel to kinana yeng ju 2000 years da ju ama ho tu pi lo ours is important why because it's about human rights today I'm not speaking as a Manipuri jiju ki hitala ucho na kidala ta jo min ei do lo le because ta nungai nei de lo le da la ngai jo amele ten imachadi 80 lo le because ta ju ki cheng khom dam I'm no more a Manipuri from the day I saw that viral video of my two sisters being paraded naked and gang rape. I'm no more a Manipuri. Iki ho kit lawang ka hepoi na. But to soften your claps, Kejun Manipur hi Singapore so de tilaj gana panjo. Mail hey Naga Kuki ki khanthe powe. A geography yong hitang long hin phai ki pha langa ki chi tilaj ka pani jo. Mail ho in nang be ati jo. Nang be nei ti diwale. Kasu pi ho kanu ka pa ho. Iti aju na ball ni wa na ball hi ti ho. Not see or to go inside I dump song low. Mail or young. A Paulo was the all culpable. The head one, na. Manipur too is emotional hin. But you are strong when you can cry and you're strong when you can fight back. We are fighting back. A narrative war we ball I fight one. Because it was all packed with lies. Me agat hadiu. Me khwa che diu. Athi tengule. Kukyo nung that with you. When they come and look, they will say that the cookies come and kill them. Is that possible? Now, I want to speak to you as a human being, right? When it comes to human rights, tu niya really bol pao hi, mihim khat hi na, mihimin a ball loading me, pathin a sip na wa mihimin. A ball loading, Akizato, na Karomin. Hichicho Kepa Nai, Kuki-Zo Hill, Meitei Hill, two people. Whether you're Indian, an American, it doesn't matter. It's about human rights. Valetaju. We have shame humanity, right? Ati aju tuni ball pahi. There are three reasons why we did it. Kharkarakan say this. Amasa penji hale, mail heyong. They have human rights. We should protect that because we are one Christians and we believe in the universal principles of human rights. I want to speak for them also. I want to fight for the Meiteis also, but there's nothing much to fight. Should we be very glad? In a way, yes. Chichu ya lechun, I volunteer ho. Inam go long hin. But I will condemn here. Student ni kitaju, ahi thailawang na kitha da lagati na. Kadai lo bicho. But we're at war now. Hilangachi on yaju a solo khat so ta jo. Eho athi ho si hi gal kipat hung til tila katha de da kitha de jo. So even though I speak as a human being, I try to be inclusive. When I speak the truth, I might sound biased. So, Memorandum is submitted in Prime Minister Pakoma. It's time we stop talking to his subordinates. I'm here in Delhi to talk to the Prime Minister. I am not here alone. All of us, leaders, we're here to talk to the Prime Minister now. He comes to Manipur, may peace and maintain within 15 days. Helicopter helicopter phaya pulut kit. Ipiki bolnam. What is it? A phaya pan akathita kizama more apat helicopter in podi phaya in poli. Who does that, guys? Who does that? Say, who does that? Who does that? Amit Shah, right? I'm not happy with him. I will tell on his face. I will tell this on his face. He's just saying, I'm low there, really that channel, Pachom low. Ilam Kaho, Hiva. Na, Ting Chung Ting Noi, Kuhiyongle. We have to be able to say what we are supposed to say. Hitsanhi Itasanwa, Ama say saying I. Chuchan Puro Nom Timwin, Ki Tim. Agal Gibolo, I want no he. Some not wall with an som in an appearing. King Arkit, ITLF for Akuwa. No, he Patasaniki video. Amun he suto utin, Pataniki video. Karonjong, Itabang Leha get Kipitoham Ketalozo. Atasan kid. They came to Delhi, they talked, and he's the one who called us illegals. Illegals in the Parliament House. Parliament I call illegal 8 years. Koham. 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 Now do I talk to someone who has betrayed me so many times? We are not going to talk to him. We are going to talk to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has to respond. We have a memorandum for him. If you want, I'll read it out. Or otherwise, we'll distribute the copies, right? Now, don't ask too many questions. They are busy people. He is supposedly the Vishwa Guru of the country, the fatherly figure. Ilham, he should care for us. Kikithat tugam te the ipajan. Boy, habolin bon that nati on la parapaj. Ati diam. No, right? He's the father figure, and he should have stepped in long time back. And if there's one person who can solve our problem, it is Mr. Modi. He has the influence, he has the power, and also we listen to him, right? So who should solve our problem? It's now only the Prime Minister can solve our problem, right? Atiyachu, tudo oni na Prime Minister. Don't ask too many questions, but ask questions. Therefore, niyachu, Olivia left Florence. They were raped, butchered. Some young boy, na. When they opened the door, it is said the room was filled with smell of sweat, burn or stretch muscles, and then here, Atijo. Na, Olivia le, they were helping their parents and they were supporting their brothers, right? Viral picture chu, kei kachi nagami chu, bi pai no mateni chu. The question that I want to ask the Prime Minister is, did you know on the 4th, something horrible happened? Hilaya Delhiya, candle, they were doing candlelight vigil, right? For one Nirbhaya. How many Nirbhayas are there in Manipur? Yeah, not countless. Let us not exaggerate, but I think nothing less than 7. Some are hiding because they are afraid to say that I have been raped. 7 Nirbhayas and India is quiet. Is this a matter of human rights or is this a matter of Kuki-Zo? It's not. It has gone beyond the confines of the community. Akibol ho chu wal base the pathin jong thili aval tai tile avet ngam lo chu. We have reached that stage. So the question we want to ask the Prime Minister of the country is, on that day, did you know that something so bad had happened in Manipur? We want answers, right? If you say yes, the next question is, what did you do? Hello? What did you do? And if he says, I didn't know, that's a problem, right? We say we are the superpower. Chandrayaan na len luna le. India pumpi ki thingai jo. Chandrayaan thot do thei te chun. People who can send, Chandrayaan to the moon, have security apparatus or intelligence apparatus that strong. Now if you tell me that you don't know, then it's a problem. You're lying, right? So there are two choices that the Prime Minister of the country has to answer. Did he know or did he not know? And then the third one is, will you solve our problem or not? A solve loading, we'll find our own solution now. So today, we're all coming here because itu say Pao he Manipur CM Birin. He tried so many narratives. Khatvele, my brothers at you. Kaki koi pidiong boya. Na. Akilea kinungheale. You illegal poppy cultivators, Myanmaris, etiquette. But the last narrative that he crafted, that was dangerous and that needs to be countered. Ipihamitiale. Meilele nago ki hekilvam kitichu, anahilo hetichu. The Kuki-Zo, Jomi Mar or extra hohin. Gampama bomb cookie get you. They're in Tripura, they're in Bangladesh, they're in Chin Hills, they're in the Cabo Valley, they're in near the Kachin Hills, Northeast Pumpiamen. Amohi Ketoto Chetwa, India Chungahi. You know, there's a conspiracy to wage war against India. Okay. So, Hichichu Ingo Opat Wachu, we had to fight back and our narrative was dying. That's why Twitter space ahoin. Hichi hi really evolve. India hi tilkhari isu uling lo wale. Itu hi aboita iti aj evolve hin. Organize ho chungayong ki pathu seven. Tale lamkai ho hin. Oh, zaom ta inute ho officer tampi ongwin. So, because of the fact that you're here today, right? Our narrative will not die. We will go back to Twitter and fight. Fight, na? We'll fight. Chicho hintin, tamta say talowin. You think la phar AP be ole ki say hintin tilole. Kaki nota win na. So whatever it is, arizit tohin kong kilo na arizit in say nantin ama ipija hungam tisu na. So thank you guys. You think word of thanks am lodi aj ka say hin na. On behalf of the conveners, we want to thank you for coming here. And because of you coming here today, we are going to win on the Twitter space. Twitter agari saru ichana tupi hamdil. I'll give you one example. And then it's done. And I want you to shout. Mera paibis ohu. Akisa now needs okay so. They instigate the sons to rape a woman, and the rapes that has occurred this time are all sanctioned by them. Neteva upholding amo in minu hiucho amo in I give you the right to rape. Right? Hichohu aki chat na live to Indian journalists on, even foreign. How can we write against the Mera Paibis? So what did we do? What did we do? We did a tweet storm against the Mera Paibis. It's called Mera Paibis Exposed. And then we come up with a word called Mera Pablos. The real narco terrorists are the Meitei undergrounds because they control the drug business in Myanmar. Okay? Min poppy cultivator and mahi tawang. Me ayong ki ho West Bengal. Nothing big. The moment you convert that into opium, only then they can catch you, right? But who was the one who transferred the technology? Right, he's right. So, Mera Paibi Aki Chacho. So, we did a tweet storm, 13 August Masangachu. Then, from Twitter, they picked it up and they start writing against the Mera Paibis. Now, what do we call them? I'm scared to call them mothers, right? If my mother was like a Mera Paibi, I wish I was never born. I wish I was never born. So I want you to repeat with me. If you want me to speak again, if they give me time, I'll come back. I want to read the memorandum, okay? So we coined the right word for them. Amo hin a hello wang wahi. Mele thing no mi ho. Narco business crore ade so building a south of industry ne so Myanmar ahu. I cholo you ki thup you, I hate dolo zaman. So they're helping the Pablo Escobars of Manipur, right? So we coined the word Mera Pablos. Twitter we call it Mera Pablos. So I say Mera Paibis, then you say Mera Pablos, okay? Tumvei subdues, oh. Because they have not become part of the solution. Our mothers and Kokobi, who should have become part of the solution, have become part of the problem. Atiya Manipuri Iboy vijo. Iboy now him Kokomi hole, Mera Paibi ho, atin jo ucho. Ewo chulimin eitha. We have to escape, right? We have to escape. So here we go. Mera Paibis! Mera Paibis! Mera Paibis! Thank you.
Thank you, Pu Tsong Loy. Next up, we have Advocate Vishwajit Singh Ji. We welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vishwajit Singh. I'm a lawyer. I practice in Delhi as well as in other states of the country. And I have got some experience in working human rights cases. And since today's sit-in protest has been organized with regards to violation of human rights of Kuki-Zo tribal people in Manipur, therefore, I find myself privileged to come here and have few words with all of you who have gathered here. I thank the organizers for having me here today. And I have had some experience in Manipur earlier, so I am slightly aware of the background of Manipur and various socio-political fault lines that exist in Manipur. And right from the beginning of this violence, it has been abundantly clear to me that who is precipitating a violation of human rights and who is the victim of the ongoing experiment, of the ongoing pogrom, of the ongoing ethnic cleansing, I would say. And it is very, very clear, abundantly clear, that the majority community, which is the Meitei community, is inflicting those violations of human rights on the people, on the Kuki-Zo people of Manipur, who are the victims of this ethnic cleansing, of this attempt at genocide. So there's no doubt about it. There have been, heavy, serious effort from many quarters, from the majority community, from the state government, as well as by elements within the central government, to portray a picture which is very, very contrary to truth. They have tried to portray and level baseless allegations and baseless motives to Kuki-Zo people, like the beginning of violence was effected by Kuki-Zo people, which has turned out to be false, that the refugee crisis have been created by the Kuki-Zo people and Meiteis are the victim of the refugee crisis, of the displacement crisis. It turns out to be false. Of course, yes, there are victims on both sides. But who triggered that violence? Who triggered that crisis? Who triggered this unprecedented scale of displacement in Manipur? It's the radical groups from the Meitei community, from the majority community. The radical groups which effected mass lynchings, mass violation of the women and girls, and killings and targeted killings of tribals whose residences, whose place of residences, place of work, place of worship, etc. were identified in advance. And they were selectively picked up and they were eliminated by, and there is a number, there is a head count, everything is there. People who were killed and people who did those atrocities, they are not anonymous people. They have names and addresses. And yet, very little has been done by the state to take those people to book, to take those people to account, to hold those people accountable. A large number of such people are part of the state government, are part of the government machinery, they are state functionaries. Not a single person, not single one of such persons has either been arrested or has been further stopped, further apprehended from doing such activities, from repeating such activities. In fact, they are being encouraged by the state government, by the elements within the state government, to carry out further such violations of human rights of Kuki-Zo tribal. For example, what has been happening in More for the last 4 or 5 days is just a continuation of what happened in Imphal earlier. During the first week of May is what is being repeated now in More, and today we are sitting at 6 months of starting of this violence. The same what happened in what was perpetrated in Imphal is being perpetrated in More against the Kuki-Zo people, and they are the same radicals, same Meitei radical groups which are perpetrating this violence and which are being aided by the state government, because the radical groups who disguise themselves as Manipur police were stopped from entering More earlier, and that a protest was organized and roads were blocked so that the state police the radicals who are masquerading as state police are not allowed to enter More. So the state government circumvented the blockade and airdropped all of them disguised as Manipur police, and they have been perpetrating loot, violence and displacement against the Kuki-Zo people in More. As of now, as we are sitting here, their Kuki-Zo people have been turned refugees in their own homes, own district, own villages. They have been forced to take shelter in army camps, and this has been done either by the state police or by the radicals. This is stark violation of human rights, and this has not been challenged properly. State government has not taken, neither the state government nor the central government has taken effective steps. Otherwise, this has been seen earlier how any kind of violence can be stopped anywhere in the country within 24 to 48 hours. The central forces and in fact every security force knows how to do that. If they had they been sincere, had the government been sincere, they would have taken those steps, which steps have not been taken, and the government needs to be called out. And maximum burden and maximum responsibility, maximum accountability lies with the government, not with the people. And what they are trying to portray is that it's the people who have been suffering are the people who are responsible, which are plain lies. The people who are affecting this, who are effecting this violence are different people, and they are being supported by state government, and every day false narrative is coming up in the media, which is well rehearsed, prepared in advance, and it started appearing from day one. So state government's narrative cannot be believed, whether it is appearing in the media or it is being projected before the courts of law. It has to be countered in both the places, in public domain as well as in the courts of law, so that justice can be served and this violation of human rights can be put a stop to. Thank you very much. I wish more and maximum strength to the Kuki-Zo people to fight this out, to resist this violation of human rights. Thank you.
hello. Ladies and gentlemen, big applause for Poo Viswajit Singh. Thank you so much, Poo Viswajit Singh. It's because of you, people like that who want to uphold human rights, that we are still existing. Thank you so much. I, on behalf of all my people here, back home, Kuki-Zo, Mizo and Mar, would like to thank you so much. We are indebted to you, and a request to you, sir, that continue to support us, be our voice in the court of law, be in flow with us till the end when we get justice. And I want to remind that this is not the beginning. This violence is not the beginning. We have been subjected by the Métis as minority, and atrocities has been done to us before this violence, and so also. So be in flow with us till the end of justice we got. And the justice that we deserve now is nothing but union territory with legislature. So Poo Viswajit, thank you. Thank you so much. Coming over to our next program, we have a speech from Mr. Suhas Chakma, who is a director of Rights and Race Analysis Group. Let me call him on the dais. Poo Suhas Chakma, please.
Thank you, everybody, the organizer, for inviting me. When I was coming here, I was thinking, what could I speak? I do not know more than people who have already suffered. And the silence of the responsible authorities who are constitutionally mandated to protect human rights of each and every person. And I think we live in an era where narratives are quickly changed, and these narratives shape the opinion of the people. And I think the most important currency or the narrative which is being used is the issue of self-defense. And when you look at the actions of the Israeli defense forces in Gaza and other areas, the issue comes up is the self-defense. You could read the entire encyclopedia of international law. I have not found where an occupying power has the right of self-defense. What I found and what I learned was that in the third preamble paragraph of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it says, if men are not to be compelled to resort to rebellion against tyranny, human rights must be protected. That is what is given in the law, not self-defense. This self-defense is important even in the context of the riots in Manipur. Because after all, it's the whole concept of self-defense which led to justification and inaction against the loss of about 500,000 arms, over 5 lakhs ammunitions. When you read the newspapers every day, you see one thing. That is, people who take away arms from the armories of the government of India or the state of Manipur, they are called in the media miscreants. And those who write with their pen in this country are being treated as terrorists. So that's why the issue of, the narrative, the way our thoughts are being influenced matters. I mean, this is not the first riot in which your community is involved. When I had many friends, from the Kuki community, including those who founded Kuki Inpi after the riots in 92, 93, 94, I think within a lifetime, to go through the same riots once again, I can't imagine how people are organizing themselves. So that's what I said in the beginning. When I was coming here, I literally didn't have anything to add more than what has been reported. I can't tell the story more painfully than the victims themselves, except possibly just to share the sentiments that, people who are affected by this riots need not have been affected. There was no need for it if the state took the responsibility. One can imagine that the riots take place and it continues for a week. In worst case scenario, it continues for 2 weeks. But when the riots continue after 5 months, and when you have the Prime Minister of this country expressing his sentiments with what is happening in the Gaza and Israel, and his silence on these territories or the incidents which are taking place within the territory of India, it should explain the kind of situation or country we are living in. It is as if there are no killings, therefore no conflicts. So that's why I think we are fighting an insurmountable battle. And the battles, I think somebody had said, has not started here. I just want to speak, or somebody who shares, had seen this kind of riots in many places in the Northeast. I think the people who organize this meeting, those who have come with their emotions, sentiments in these meetings, from both sides, please remember, it's not the communities at the end of the day who fight for justice. It's the victims. Protecting the victims, capacitating them to go through the entire process of establishing justice is not easy. It's so tiresome. You look at the riots in this country and look at the victims who fought. After a certain point of time, they were just left around to fend themselves without the support of the community. Somebody who believes in justice, they need to have a strategy how to defend, protect, empower the victims. Because ultimately, when it goes to the investigation, when it goes to the court, none of the community representatives are going to testify. It's the victims themselves. Therefore, I think there is a need for a strategy how to empower the victims. And if you cannot have that strategy, once the riots go away, people will get along with their lives, the victims will be forgotten, then of course, the struggle for justice is over. The struggle for justice for the victims is always adversarial. To establish beyond reasonable doubt is not an easy task. So I have seen the victims, and the victims are always left to fend themselves because people move away, there are new things come up in our lives. So that's why if you are interested in fighting for justice, apart from the political demands, please remember, community needs a strategy to empower the victims, to keep them alive so that they can tell their stories. So that's part of the story. The second part which I wanted to mention is, no community can fight back from empty stomach. The fights never takes place when you are busy with your own life and trying to, or you are engaged in a struggle to have 2 meals a day. Look at the policies of the government of India. I mean, I have not followed closely because I'm not in a party in the proceedings in the Supreme Court. There is a scheme announced by the government of India, which has been continuing for a long time. This scheme covers people who are displaced by the border violence in Indo-Pakistan border, people who are displaced by left-wing extremist violence, people who are displaced in the 51 conclaves in West Bengal, which are part of Bangladesh, had been given to India. Look at this package and the 1984 Sikh riots. The question is, if there are packages for different kind of communities who are displaced exactly because of the reasons you find your community displaced, I think you need to fight for inclusion in that. If you cannot fight for that, the biggest problem would be actually those who are displaced. My own estimate says at a certain point of time about 70,000 people were displaced. So now when you are displaced, if you are not properly rehabilitated and resettled, you cannot fight back. So therefore, if you need information on these schemes, if you want to bring it to the attention of the committee which was established by the Supreme Court, as well as if you want to bring fresh petition regarding that, you could contact me, you could find in the net. There are lots of statements given on that. Please remember, those who are displaced by the situation in Kashmir, Kashmiri Pandits, they have a package. The Brus who are displaced in Manipur, they have a package. Ultimately, all the people who are displaced because of the similar situation. And the government of India, in my view, cannot make any kind of differentiation between same class of people in the same situation. So if you cannot ensure that the people who are displaced in this situation, I don't think you are going to be able to build a strong society, because you are a small community, 50,000 people displaced, not rehabilitated, not resettled. I think you need to think about it, because the policy of the government of India has been, we will offer 10 lakhs ex gratia to somebody who has died. But what about those people who cannot access their territories, lands, houses, they had to leave? What about the compensation? So this riot, this violence requires different kind of rehabilitation and resettlement package. And I am not talking about something new or only for yourself. I am talking about something which already exists. You have already approached the court, and maybe these elements are not included. It's time to include them. The last point I wanted to mention, I think lots of people talked about the demands, including for separate administration. I think we are part of a debate, part of a narrative. The words, the terminologies which we use are important. Sometimes use of certain words can be misconstrued. I think what we need in this country, first, to counter the whole idea of a nation state within the state of India. I strongly believe that there are many states in this country, they cannot even discuss about any kind of autonomy, any kind of administrative arrangement, not because they oppose it today, because they see as a unit which shall survive, maybe at certain point of time in history, it shall become an independent state. You talk about any state in this country, behind the opposition to any kind of division or any kind of devolution of powers is the inherent intention, or which is hidden intention, that we are a nation within ourselves. So that's one step. The second issue we need to remember when we talk about devolution is, I think rather than concretizing anything and everything, I think we as a country, despite the largest democratic country, I think we still have to have different kind of arrangements. Even one of the most dictatorial nations in the country, if you look at China, look at the administrative arrangements which they have. They completely have separate administrative arrangements where the majority Hans are ruling. They have a separate arrangement for some of the provinces like Tibetan Autonomous Region, Xinjiang, etc. You cross the sea, you go to Hong Kong, the arrangement for that particular region is different. Then you go to Macau, you possibly cannot even feel it is part of China. Within India, I think there is enough administrative arrangements. I think it is not about separation. It's about devolution of powers. Devolution of powers as a means for development. And it is on this concept that devolution of powers had taken place in India, where the district magistrates have become the administrative unit for everything. There is a separate fund which the central government gives to the state government, union territories, but there is a separate fund which is directly implemented through the district magistrates. So I think what the cookies need to focus is about sufficient administrative arrangements for devolution of powers. And ultimately, I think we all have to live together. I think I would say that there has to be avenues where we could talk together, speak together. But the last point would be accountability. If we want to establish accountability, as I said in the beginning, you have to focus on the victims. If the community doesn't support the victims, doesn't empower them, I think the entire struggle for justice will fail. Thank you.
Pu Chakma rightly puts it when he said, it's not the communities that suffer at the end of the day, it's the victims. And this is exactly one of the many reasons why the extremely gross human rights violation needs to stop. Next, we will be shouting some slogans, and in order to lead that, I call upon Mr. Byagwan Naisial.
Mipite na kun chibai masai. Manipur government. Louder. Manipur government. Again. Manipur government. 6 months. 6 months. Again. 6 months. Louder. 6 months. Manipur government! Manipur government! 6 months! Now we seek we seek mercy. We seek! Again, we seek! Manipur government! 6 months! We seek! We seek Manipur government. Louder. Manipur government. 6 months. 6 months. We seek. We seek. We seek. Manipur government stop your partial attitude. Manipur government! Manipur government! 6 months! Louder. Louder please. 6 months! We seek! Manipur government! Manipur government! 6 months! We seek! We seek! Manipur government! Manipur government! Stop attacking Moray. Manipur government! Manipur government! Again, Manipur government! We seek!
Thank you so much, Brother Byagwan. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we have seen a WhatsApp video. I don't know which country, but a man came to the parliament with only one file. And then what did he say? Homeland or death. So I want to say, at this point of time, we want a homeland. Our separate administration is the only solution. Dead or not, we want homeland. So I want to say homeland or dead today. So let's start a slogan. When I say homeland or, you have to say dead. Okay? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We deserve a homeland. It is our birthright. Our forefathers fought for it. Our forefathers have lived it. Come on. Homeland or? Homeland or? Homeland or? Homeland or? Homeland or? Young boys and girls, children who are supposed to go to school, what did they do back home? With red clothes, torn clothes, they are selling vegetables. I get so emotional whenever I say this. Mind you, Is this human rights? They have the right to go for school, to go to school, to be educated, and they end up selling vegetables door to door. What is this? Who caused all this? Don't we deserve our own land? We deserve our own land, right? So come on, let's say once again. Homeland or? Homeland or? Homeland or? Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Going over to the next program. We have Mr. John Daya, who is a human rights activist and a Christian political activist. So I want to remind sir again, the ground reality of what happened there is not being covered. So much more is going on. So please be with us till the end. Please uphold our human rights. Please be with us. This is what I want to remind. Thank you. Be on the stage, sir.
Good afternoon, my friends. It's a very bold slogan, but in many ways, it's a very terrible slogan when you speak of an alternative of a homeland or death. It's an extreme case. So I would like to begin my 10 minutes by saying, long live the Kuki-Zo people. May you never die. May your ardor never die. May your zeal never die. Moreover, may your strength to fight injustice never die. I am a journalist, a writer for 54 years. There are not many of you who are old I am in journalism itself. Otherwise, I'm 75 years old. In these years, I've been to Manipur many times. What you call peacetime, when it was not peacetime in the northeast. We went there in military convoys. We went there with RAW. We went there as reporters without cover. I know the ground reality in Manipur, in the neighboring states, as much as anybody who lives there. And perhaps then a little more. Because I live in New Delhi. I know the mind of the government. I know the thinking process of the government. I know the people who fund the government. So while it is all right for Chakma to give this brilliant analysis that cases are fought by individuals for their survival, and that we must protect the individual in his fight. Today is 3rd November. In 1984, on 3rd November, in this area, Sikh people were being burned alive. It began on the 1st November, continued till the 2nd November, continued on the 3rd November. 5,000 Sikhs were burnt in 5 kilometers from where you're sitting. The government looked on. The government was silent. So many years later, the cases are still being fought. The people who were responsible, some are in jail, some are on bail, some are dead. Because God also has His own justice. But the cases are being fought. The struggle for justice never ends. But I would like to differ with Chakma. It is not just the individual, it is also the community. Ethnic cleansing is not of an individual. That is called murder. You kill me, you just kill me. You kill my people. You kill the future of us. We see that happening in Gaza. Little children are being killed. 2-month old, 2 years old. Women are being killed. I was in Manipur 3 months ago. I saw the wall of remembrance. I saw the photograph of the 2-year-old child who was killed. To me, ethnic cleansing in genocide in Gaza or in some other places I could name is not very much different than the attempted ethnic cleansing of the Kuki-Zo in areas of Imphal, of the valley, and the intervening areas between the hills. And ethnic cleansing is an ethnic cleansing. You want to wipe out all memory of a people. You want to wipe out the future. And that was my first impression when I went there after the violence. That the Kuki-Zo are being denied a human identity. The very basic humanity is being attacked, is being stolen, I should say. You go to the Maiti. I went and met the State Human Rights Commission former chairman. We met all sorts of people in Imphal. They are not calling you Kuki-Zo. They are not calling you human beings. The phrase they use is a narco-terrorist. Kuki-Zo, narco-terrorist, foreigner. You have been denied your Indian passport. You have been denied your statehood. You have been denied your traditional hold on your land. You're just now a product, a political product that has been tossed about. And this is where I want to really pin the blame. I heard 3 speakers. We talk of the tragedy of the victims. I've talked to the victims in refugee camps, in Churachandpur and in Delhi. I know the tragedy of the people. In my 54 years as a journalist, I've seen tragedy across the country. But what happens when it is not individuals, but governments with wage war on people? And that is what you have to understand. When the Prime Minister for 6 months doesn't speak, doesn't go to the place, doesn't call you to his office, that can also be done. He can say, send me 10 people from Jantar Mantar, I want to talk to them. That is as good as going there. He doesn't want to do any of those things. When the Home Minister says, I have trust in the Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister has trust in the killers, it is a state that is raged against you. You are not fighting just the Maitis. You are fighting the government of India. You are fighting the strength of the state assembly. You are fighting the power of the ruling party. It's a very tough fight. And here, apart from the grace of God, you have to show your own strength, your unity. Do not break up. Do not listen to rumors. Do not do things that bring you a bad name. Continue your struggle. Increasingly, number of people are coming with you. They may not be here, but their strength, their prayers, their slogans, their social media, they are with you. Believe you me. In Gaza, nobody in India first wanted to support the children and the women and the people, because there was a wave of Islamophobia. You are all Christians. I'm one of you. The understanding of the common Indian was not very favorable. But over the past 6 months, your continued struggle, the continued violence over you, your homelessness has made an impact on the people of India. Civil society of India is supporting you in your larger struggle, whether it's in Parliament, whether it's in the Supreme Court, and whether it is in collecting funds for your rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is the issue of the future. There are bad ways to rehabilitate, there are good ways to rehabilitate. My one caution will be there should be no rehabilitation without consultation and consent of the people. This is my caution to you. This is my advice to you. Don't agree to anything unless you understand the implications. I came to support you. Let me again close with my opening slogan, long live the Kuki-Zo.
Thank you po John Dayal Singh जी. जॉन दयाल जी, हम आभारी है कि आप आए, हमें सपोर्ट देते रहे. आगे भी हम यही ख्वाहिश रखते हैं कि आप आगे भी हमें इसी तरह सपोर्ट करते रहेंगे. A round of applause for John Dayal ji. Along the very same lines, I would say stop ethnic cleansing against, and you guys would say the Kuki-Zo. Okay? Stop ethnic cleansing against. Stop ethnic cleansing against. One more time. Stop ethnic cleansing against. All right. Next up, we'll have from Kumpi Kuki Inpi Pusolet Lungdim.
Nabonun sibay kan bole. Thank you so much, the organizer of this sit-in protest, join Unau Student, Kuki Women's Forum, Unau Tribal Women Forum, Delhi, for organizing this sit-in protest at the right time, at the right place in this Jantar Mantra of New Delhi. I am representing Kuki Inpi, which is the traditional government of Kuki. This Kuki Inpi was the government of Kuki people before British come to India. British were not allowed to enter into the Kuki area by this Kuki Inpi. They fought them with their might for 3 years, in 1917 to 1919. That was the Kuki Inpi, and after that, Kuki Inpi was no longer functioning. So, we were under British India, and in 1947, India got independence, and we are a part of it. And we have been fighting for India also. In this way, I want to let the people of this country, especially the ruling people, ruling government, to know that suddenly in 3rd May of 2023, Kuki-Zo, Mar, Mizo, all these people are suddenly becoming immigrant, foreigner, terrorists, and something like that. So these narratives or this slogan or this idea is now need to be considered very carefully. I am very happy that today we are with so many of our friends from media section and other intellectual people who can deliberate a very, very good speech. I am not a speaker. I am not coming for delivering speech. I just come to share one of my idea, which, if possible, can be reached to the government of India. What I want to tell the people of India, and particularly the governing section of the Indian government, is that how can a people who have been staying here since time immemorial, even we don't know when did we start staying in our area where we are settling now. Nobody know. And these people become suddenly a foreigner, immigrant, and something like terrorists. We have been fighting for Indian independence. Long before India got independent, we have been fighting the British people, and we have been staying in our. Due to the delimitation, we have been divided in too many countries. Some of us happen to be demarcated, and they become Burma, and another part become Bangladesh now. Previously it was Pakistan. It was not the people who are migrating. The government is dividing us, and we become separate people, separate country. And these people are now called immigrant. This kind of narrative is used by Manipur government. There are very serious narrative which is used by Chief Minister of Manipur, something like that. This is narco-terrorists. And this time, everybody know that narco-terrorists is a people who are dealing with drug, narcotic, and they are becoming a terrorist. Terrorists means threatening the livelihood of other people. We have never treated anybody. We have never caused any harm to these people, but we are now taken as terrorists. So this kind of sit-in protest, this kind of rally, we have to perform, and we have to let it know to the people who are ruling the country, which is not knowing the actual position of Manipur. The narration and the narrative which is used by the ruling people are derived from truth illusory effect. It is not actually truth. It is illusory truth, which they are using as a narrative. So I really thankful to this organizer people who belongs to Zo community, the children of Zo, which was now divided into many sections. Even if today it is organizers is from two or three organizers. Actually, we are one, but our enemy has divided us. In this way, we are suffering now. So I want the people of those who are staying in Delhi, you should not go on dividing yourself. You should unite it and work together. And united we stand, divided we fall. That we have to follow, and not to be to be too emotional that we should physically fight all these things. We have to fight mentally. We have to fight with our knowledge or strength, so that we can surely survive in this juncture where the government is neutralizing us, trying to eliminate from the war. This kind of word they use for total elimination from Manipur. This kind of word they are using it. This is not justice. This is not supported by justice. This is not supported by humanity. So we have to fight on the basis of human rights and Indian constitutional provisions, and we have to survive irrespective of their slogan, so many slogans against us. We cannot just lose-hearted. We have to stand firmly I thank you once again for standing like this together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Puso Led Lungdim, Kumpi, Kuki in P Delhi. We hope Kuki in P will lead us in the right way, and then we look forward to it. Going over to our next program, we have a prominent figure who give us an example that Kuki women are also capable. She is the first Kuki MP. We know we have a history where Kuki women are joining the forces when they fight the British. And now, in the modern world, she is the woman who taught us that Kuki woman does not belong to kitchen alone. They can do. So we call upon P. Kim Gangte, please be on the dais. Thank you.
Kuki-Zo, Zomi, all of us. Long live. Long live. Happen the Uvo. Long live. Long live. Thank you. I'm not going to speak very long time, just a few minutes in saying Gatin. When I came to Delhi, but unfortunately I got this asthmatic attack, so I keep wearing my mask. But whatever, I thought I must take a chance of meeting you all, and I'm so happy that our people are still alive. We are still alive. Let me speak in my language for a few minutes, and the media and other dignitaries, you would forgive me. Kipa kasain mihim. Kukiten. Kuki-Zo, Mizo, Mar, Zomi. Do we have our Aadhaar card? Aadhaar card in Ijuvam. Aadhaar card in Ijuvam. Then where is the question of foreigner? Where is the question of immigrant? Where is the question of narco-terrorists? That was the first time I heard. I'm so sorry. Ipu Ipate, when our forefathers had fought such great battles, but the Britishers thought if they did not burn our fields, our houses, they would not be able to win the war. So, the Britishers even thought that they would drop bombs. So that indicates that the Kuki-Zo, Zomi, Mar, and Mizo, we are not those people who will sit down quietly and weep. When our forefathers fought for this great country's independence, why are we being termed as foreigners? Let me just tell you once again. When you sent me, when you sent me to the parliament, I did not fight only for my community. I fought for the whole of Manipur. I fought for the whole of northeastern region. How come? The name Honorable CM Kitia, Honorable he does not know what is the meaning of Honorable CM. Manipura Chengzo say, why is still he sitting on the chair? And where is the Home Minister on whom we had so much faith? Just wait for 15 days. Just wait for another 7 days. Then I will solve the problem. Where did he solve the problem? Is he the Home Minister of India? If he is the Home Minister of India, at least he should keep his dignity and chair and try to solve this problem. But as I listen to some speeches, I think it's of no use. Kadveyachun Home Minister to kimuto in 18 Prime Minister pachu kazo khamin. Though today I'm nothing, I never count myself as a leader. No, please don't get me wrong. I'm not a leader, but I'm a Kuki-Zo, Mi-Zo, Mar woman. Natsanu kahive. I'm not proud. I have nothing, but I have my life given by our Almighty God. So I was directed from the Prime Minister's office to meet the Home Minister. Kanop lohi. Kanop lohi. Home Minister pan izat ve azo wasaya. How many times he should fool us, and we keep believing, and now are dead. Immediately hold on kivui tailo lai. I think today we must meet the Prime Minister. Let me sacrifice my life. We will go and fast unto death at his Prime Minister pan kinu to pinom lo vule annelova kathi den diu ti a senga ma koi divem. Hallelujah. Pathing in pathe ibo hen lang khanin isu khel isei khel ito khel kidem sangin. Let us encourage one another, because this is a question of survival. I'm so happy. I read here, our Kuki-Zo women, Unau tribal women, join Unau students. When you all are here, strong, you all are here with intelligence which God has given us. And our forefathers left this country for us. But let me tell Indian government demarcating states as per the language. Pau khat mangho state anape uhin India asu boy hai. Punjab for Punjabis, Nagaland for Nagas, and Kerala for Malayalis. If hito mga so agonuwa ahile, we also need a place where we could be saved. We don't want to fight. We are not fighting against the Meitei brothers and sisters. We are fighting against injustice by the government of Manipur and by the government of India. India ten akhelo hitai. Azechu CM kiti Mr. Biren hi tu gya mi izati hitam. How many? More than 70,000 people have been displaced. And then our Prime Minister does not even look back. Akuti ahila ka sopite ho. Hichilaya meeting len ta ibolo yung kipa au ume. But we need to do soul searching. We need to put our heads together, and we cannot leave our country. This is our country. This is not Mr. Modi's country alone. This is not Mr. Amit Shah or Biren Singh's country. This is our country, and we must be saved. Thank you.
Thank you, Nukim Gangte. That was strong. We are also hoping in our heart of hearts that you will be the fierce and strong front woman when we actually go and get to see the Prime Minister. All right. Pitu Tian Mang Wangin Lunglel Lowin Matiang Swan Leng Paksil Bangin Honglun Di Nga Asunga Lungtuak Nga Bang Ileng Ding Hi. Natiu here! Hopefully so. We pray that we will get to do so someday in the near future.
Now coming over to our next program. We have a victim stories narration. What has been faced by so many people, and I wonder media people, the media houses, if you want to cover up what is actually going on in Manipur, now is the time to listen. Victim stories. More than back home, there are so many stories, but now what we are going to narrate the stories is the extreme part of the stories. Okay, media houses, if you want to come up and have a shot, you can have a shot. Okay, thank you. These victim stories will be led by Dr. Tara Manchin and our Twitter warriors.
Today, we are gathered here to grieve and mourn the death of the Kuki-Zo Mizo community of Manipur. More than 200 people have lost their life in this conflict. Our life matters. The life of our mother, our sisters, our brothers, and our toddler Tonsing. Lest we forget them, we are here to mourn and to grieve and to remember the life they have sacrificed for our tomorrow. We all know that horrendous human rights violation has been inflicted upon the Kuki-Zo community of Manipur. The worst humankind violation has been inflicted. You can see the pictures here, how they died and how they were killed, how they were tortured. And we know who are the perpetrators. The Meitei mob, the Arambai Tengol, Meitei Lipun. But today, we should hold our heads high and then say to ourselves that we will not let their death go in vain. We will fight and we will defeat the evils, because the evil forces can be defeated by us easily. Believe in ourselves that we can defeat them. So now, one by one, we'll be relating our stories. I will start the story of Nu Dongaiching Hangzo, who is 63 years old. Dongaiching Hangzo is also known as Donnie, and she called herself also Deborah. She is the youngest of 8 siblings, and she belongs to Walveng, Hyangtam Lamka, Chochanpur. She belonged to a family who are quite affluent. When you talk of the tribal community, because her father and her grandfather were running a hardware store. And she was also one of the first girl among the Paite community to study in Don Bosco school. But in the 6th grade, what happened was that she started experiencing maniac episode, which were diagnosed by doctor as schizophrenia. From the age of 15 till the time she died, she was a mentally unstable woman. But in spite of the disease or the disability that she suffered, she led a very fruitful life, I must say. She was very, very witty. She spoke many languages. She can speak English, she can speak Hindi, she can speak all the dialect of Lamka, Mizo, Paite, Vaipe, Simte. She was very witty and she was very, very, very intelligent. So what happened was that because of her condition, she suffered from grand delusion and remained highly conscious of her surrounding. Consequently, she spent many years roaming the street like all mentally disabled people do. And in this process, she was molested and then she was harmed also. But at the same time, faced the challenges that her life has given her with bravery and with wits. She earned her livelihood. She valued her independence. She doesn't live with family. She was built a small hut in Lampel part by the church, EBC church, and she was very house proud. She have a flower pot with some money plants and she grew gardens around her hut, and she was house proud. She was my cousin, so whenever she comes to my house and I tell her, please spend the night, she said, no, I have my own home, and then if I leave my house, then my stuff will be stolen by the drug addict of Lampel area. No? So she was very aware of that, even of that. So what happened was that, knowing that she was away from her family, she was clever enough to earn her livelihood by working in people's home as a maid. We don't call her a maid, but she used to earn her living, her square meal, by going and washing clothes, by doing dishes, and by mopping the houses of rich people living in Lampel part. There's so many officers, there's so many ministers living there in Lampel. So many times, when this problem happened on 3rd May, until the time she was killed on 6th July, what happened to her was that we invited her to come to go to back to Lamka, to go to the CRPF camp in Lampel Park, but her answer was that God is there, protect me, and I will not be harmed. But of course, the radical rise, Arambai Tengol, kidnapped her and shot her dead on 6 July 2023, when she was on her way to my house in Paiteveng. As it was her routine, she used to come to visit us whenever she lacked something in her home, be it rice or provision for her. She used to come and ask also for money. So because of her delusion that time and not knowing, in 6th July there was a full moon, and then her condition, her situation used to be affected by the moon. Whenever there is a full moon day, she used to become more and more disabled. So she was under illusion that we were still living in Paiteveng. When she came to visit us, she came by auto. She fought with the auto driver over the price of this thing because he was demanding 300 rupees and she had just 30 rupees in her pocket. Then the Mera Paibi surrounded her, captured her and asked her, where did you come from? She said, I'm coming from Lampel. They said, which tribe do you belong to? Then she said, I belong to Paite tribe. Then she started ranting and screaming because she was unstable. And not knowing that, they asked her name and she said Mary, because Mary happened to be her daughter's name. So what happened? They caught her, and while they were questioning her, I believe 2 young men, Meitei boy, came and shot her from her right ears. And then she was lying dead. She was lying in the rain, and the Mera Paibi covered her. The police came her and took her body and took her to the morgue in RIMS hospital. Till today, her dead body is lying there and it is rotting. We cannot go and claim her, but that body also, because we have no access to Infal. Secondly, we cannot even identify her body. Then they were going to. Then the CBI came to me in Delhi, showed me the photograph and asked me to identify her. Because for Meitei people, her life doesn't matter. She was going to be an unidentified body. Even the social media has termed her after her death as a suicide bomber, which is so unfair because she was the most gentle person and she would have never died. Donnie, you face a life that treated you unjustly, yet you persevered against all odds and followed your unique path. Your independence and courage were remarkable. Anyone acquainted with you or familiar with the story is aware of the falsehood that has circulated about you. May you find eternal peace, dear Donnie. Thank you. Next, I will request the other people to come and share the stories. Thank you.
Check. I'm going to talk about Olivia and Florence. Look at their eyes. Can you please lift up the photos of Olivia and Hang Sing, volunteers? Thank you. Look at the eyes, the sparkling hope which has been snubbed forever. They were early in their 20s, full of life. Both Olivia and Florence were working at Gama Car Wash in Konongmamang, which is in Imphal, owned by one Samorjit Ningthaujam. On that unfaithful day of May 5, 2023, the Meitei mobs, including the made-up IBs, forcibly silenced my two sisters inside a room and they tortured them for more than 3 hours. Where is humanity? When they were found, the room was filled with blood, nails, and I don't know what else. Where is humanity? They have been taken away from us forever. I'm so sorry, my dear sisters. We were not there to protect you that day. May your souls rest in peace. We love you. Thank you.
Hello. Today I'm standing here to present the voiceless, our brothers and sisters who lost their lives for the cause or for the community of the Kuki-Zo, Mar, Zomi and Mizo. Nestled in a beautiful state in the northeastern part of India lies a town called Lamka. The Kuki-Zo, the community are hardworking people. And the story that I would like to tell you all is about the daily wage laborers who are hardworking, filled with love and simplicity in life. For a better future, so that they can take care of their family, they move to the Imphal Valley for better opportunities to make money so that they can take care of their children and their families. Unfortunately, when the violence broke out on the 3rd of May, they were cramped and taken care by a guardian angel who gave their best to protect them. Unfortunately, fate has its own way. The 3 Kuki-Zo brothers of ours were beaten brutally, and they were left alone right in the middle of the road with no help, crying for help, and unfortunately, there was no one who would even dare to help them. They took their last breath, and today, with God's love and miracle, one of them was found alive in the morgue when the people and the police thought that he was dead. how brutal is the world and how brutal and how humanity has lost its value, that you do not care for another human being. You could have gave one last look at the person who was lying down there. He was found alive, but all they could do was just put him in the ICU, and God helped him, and it's with miracle that he survived. I would like to also focus on our brother Unau. He married a Métis lady, and you must have heard the stories, right? She is today ashamed of being a Métis when her husband was brutally murdered by her own community. Look at their children. He's got 4 children. They're very young. What will happen to them? Till today, the daughters and doesn't ask them, Mama, where is a daddy coming home? Where is daddy? What will she tell her children? We should not be subjugated like this in future. This is the 21st century, people. This is a gross against human rights violation, and we deserve to survive. We should stand up for all the people who have suffered and sacrificed their lives today. We should be the voice. We are so much stronger when we are united, and that is what makes us today. Let's stand for humanity. Let's fight against the human rights violation against the Kuki-Zo community. If you guys are with me, come on, for Kuki-Zo community. Thank you so much.
I want to tell about Hau Min Len Chong Loi. Look at this young man. He was the son of an ex-serviceman, Sayin Chong Loi. And on the 4th of May 2023, he was beaten to death by the Arambay Tengol and Métis Lipon. His body was like lying on the road, nobody to claim. When you look at this young man, what do you see? He is our brother. He is the son of the father. He is the son from his mother. How would the parents feel? Can you just imagine? Can you just look at this beautiful face who is no longer on this earth? My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, please, let's keep our difference and be united. Look at all these victims today. We haven't got any justice. Let's fight the good fight till we get the justice. Thank you.
David Trigg. The name in itself may be just another name. What? He belonged to the Kuki-Zo Myanmar community. But now, after this conflict, just the mention of his name now sends shivers to the spine. He was just an ordinary boy who loves to play football. He was just a son to a father who greatly relied on his son to be the backbone of the family. David Trigg was on a holiday to his hometown, unprepared to face the consequence. The consequence was the most brutal death any man could ever think of. He was just not murdered. His death in itself was not enough to satisfy the hatred that they have towards the community. He was a lad from Langza village. He worked in Mumbai for several years. Coming home to spend time with his family for a vacation, he was unprepared, utterly unprepared. On the night of the 3rd May, the state of Manipur was completely divided between the Métis and the Kuki-Zo Myanmar Mizo communities. David Trigg was innocent. He was an innocent lad and belonged to the community that was hated to the core. he was just innocent. He was just an innocent person defending his village. There is nothing more that is expected from him than just defending his village and his family and his people. The killing of David Marr was one of the most brutal, ferocious, and barbaric incidents that had ever happened. His head was decapitated, hung on a fence, and laughed and mocked at. His eyes were gored out. His both hands were amputated. His skin was ripped off. He was made to suffer until he could no longer exert any sound. And we stand in solidarity for him. David Trigma, we could never forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tara and the Twitter warriors. Thank you so much. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it is not only these atrocities that we face, there is so much more going on. These are the supreme atrocities that we face. So now, I want to say it is the time for crying because of the pain the Métis and the state government give us. But we should not end by crying. There is so much more. Crying is not the solution, right? Fighting is the solution. Fighting the atrocities that have been done to us, fighting the injustice that have been done to us. This is only the solution. Crying and accepting what had been done to us is not the solution, brothers and sisters. We are Kuki-Zo, we are Indian citizens. We deserve being an Indian citizen, calling an Indian citizen, not what people just see us, not what people see us as. People don't see us as who we are. So we have to prove by ourselves that we are Indian citizens. We are not what people define us. We are what defined by ourselves and our forefathers and what our generations we will give them to. Okay, thank you, brothers and sisters. Now, coming over to our next program, ladies and gentlemen, we have a brother more than a brother. Whom do you guess? A very Twitter warrior, a brother more than a brother. So we have Arijit Bishwas, the Kuki-Zo. Ladies and gentlemen, big applause for our brother more than a brother. If there are any words of relationship to call him more than a brother, I'd call him that, right? There is no words on how to thank for what he stand for us, what he had been through for us because of that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also, I, on behalf of all our people, request him to further go on till we get our justice, the justice that we deserve, union territory with legislature. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you all? Like, it's not good? We will be good. You know, like once we are together, we will be good. And I don't understand this division right now. That's why I came to speak about unity. What we need to do right now is to... Thank you. What I feel right now, these names are just unimportant. Important is survival. Because when a bullet hits you, it doesn't understand you are a Kuki, Mizo, Chin, Zomi. It doesn't give a fuck. You know, simply it hits you, it kills you. That's the thing. And when I started this journey, I saw what is happening out there. It's not a plaything to do, you know, like, okay, this is my house, I'll keep it for mine, and this is yours. It's not going to happen anymore because they will not understand whose house it is. They'll just come and burn it, right? So, I don't think there's no use of using these terms. Chin, Kuki, Mizo, Hama. Why? Mar. Sorry. Mizo, Mar, right? I don't feel it, you know, like I don't feel it because when someone is attacking you and you are going one by one, it's impossible to defeat a big force. Right? Right. So, if we are together, like all of us, it's difficult to defeat us. It's no rocket science. Everyone knows that, right? When we go to fight, usually, when we are not mad, we don't go alone. We go with a gang. So we need our gang together. It's no use. Your name, my name, everything will go in drain, If I'm shot, and I will not have a chance to speak to you again. So will happen to you, right? So I think that's what I was feeling. Even last night, I was speaking to some, and unity is the most important thing right now. I think we should forget every name we got in the book, get a name from Mars. How about it? Then use it. Let's see how they fight us. Right? If we don't have any identity on which we can be proud on, then obviously we can be together. We don't have anything which is individual to us. That's what is needed right now. If we want to survive, we have to unite. And about humanity, humanity will survive if we unite. If you don't, humanity will not survive. Because right now, what I'm seeing in Imphal is not humanity. People killing people, skinning people off, burning babies. It's not humanity. So humanity is already losing it. So you have to stand together. Maybe humanity have a chance. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, our dearest brother more than a brother. We call upon Unau pa biak muan neisial for slogan shouting.
Hello.
Slogan samna nei niu lan ngai thi topin ki ko som niu mo o nei tengina. Stop human right violation. Stop human right violation.
Again.
Stop human right violation. Stop human right violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Stop human right violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Separate administration. Separate administration. Louder. Separate administration. Stop human right violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Separate administration. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Stop genocide. Separate administration. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Manipur government. Manipur government. Manipur government. Human right violation. Stop human rights violation. Stop human right violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Separate administration. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Manipur government. Manipur government. Save Lanka from. Save More from. Save Kangpokpi from. Save Lanka from. Save More from. Save Kangpokpi from. Stop human right violation. Stop human right violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from.
Protect Kuki-Zo from separate administration. Separate administration. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Stop genocide. Separate administration. Manipur government. Manipur government. Save Lamka from. Save More from. Save Kangpokpi from. And Birat Singh. And Birat Singh. Sanazawa. Sanazawa. Rambai Tegel. Rambai Tegel. Mayday Lipul. Mayday Lipul. And Birat Singh. And Birat Singh. Stop human rights violation. Stop human rights violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Separate administration. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Stop genocide. Manipur government. Manipur government. Manipur government. Save Lamka from. Save More from. Save Kangpokpi from. And Birat Singh. And Birat Singh. Sanazawa. Sanazawa. And Birat Singh. Rambai Tegel. Mayday Lipul. Rambai Tegel. Mera Baibi. Rambai Tegel. Mayday Lipul. And Birat Singh. And Birat Singh. Stop human rights violation. Protect Kuki-Zo from. Separate administration. Stop genocide. Manipur government. Manipur government. Manipur government. Save Lamka from. Save Kangpokpi from. Save More from. And Birat Singh. And Birat Singh. Mayday Lipul. Mayday Lipul. Rambai Tegel. Mayday Lipul. And Birat Singh. Sanazawa. Sanazawa. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Biak. Volunteers, please make sure that he gets some drinking water immediately. A lot of you have been asking where the donation boxes are. So they are towards my right, towards the right of the stage. You can find them here. So anybody who wishes to donate, whether in kind or in cash, they can just come up here and give their donation. Now we would like to call upon Dr. Maya John, who is a women's rights activist. Dr. Maya, we welcome you. Yay!
Please allow me to begin what I would like to share with all of you. First with a slogan that many people's movements, that many struggles have often echoed. I will say, the people united, and please follow it by saying, shall always be victorious. The people united! The people united. Friends, I have heard carefully the many speakers, the many experience sharing session before. What I would like to start with and what I would like to place before you as a concerned citizen of this country, as an ally, as a person who's come in solidarity with your movement and against the struggle against the humanitarian crisis in Manipur for so many months, please allow me to share with you certain observations, not only as an activist, but also as a historian who has been researching and writing on the Northeast. Of course, all of us know that the experiences that have been shared with us, that we ourselves have survived and lived through, are experiences of tremendous amount of torture, of people being maimed, of molestation, of rapes, all of which are horrendous experiences which are linked to, literally speaking, an accident of birth. People just happen to be born in certain communities and becoming a target of such brutality. Friends, the speakers before me have highlighted some very important aspects of this entire crisis. Please allow me to emphasize an aspect which I think, a dimension which I think you are all aware of, but perhaps is not in the mainstream, is not that prominent in our discussions, in our deliberations. What is this perspective? What is this dimension? Speaking as a historian, speaking as a researcher on this area, the Northeast, it is a fact historically speaking, that there is a difference in the way in which state institutions, the way in which society has evolved in the hill areas of the Northeast, including Manipur, and in the valley, such as in the Imphal Valley. And what has happened is that these differences in the institutions have increasingly been ethnicized, and ethnicized by the Indian state, protecting certain kinds of interests. Friends, let us look at our hill areas from which many of you belong. What is the reality? Currently, this conflict has seen this one claim keep coming up, keep emerging, which is that, Metai people, they will get access to the land of the hills. The reality, my friends, is that what are those hill areas? What are those hill districts actually like? Historically speaking, we have seen those districts in Manipur see a lag in development. Be this in terms of basic facilities like schools, universities, hospitals, roads, infrastructure. Be it even in terms of the productivity of the land. It is very difficult, given the terrain in the hill areas, to make the land continuously available for cultivation. These difficult tracts of land, with not that many roads, with not that many schools, with not that many universities, with not that many public funded hospitals, is that actually what the ordinary common Metai wants to make his homeland or a new space to live? I think the picture is more complex, especially when we look at the fact that the most common average Metai are small marginal peasants, like many of our own brethren in the hill communities. Will these Metais with small strips of land in the valley actually have access? Will actually have access to the resources to buy lands in the hills? No, they will not. And neither are the hills areas of great productivity. What the hills really are, the hill districts, are areas rich in natural resource. They are rich in natural resources like semi-precious metals, mines, timber. And whose interest is it actually in gaining access to those areas? It's the corporate interests. It's the corporate power that wants access to forest goods, that wants access to the natural resources in these areas of Manipur, in the hill districts. Quickly, my friends, I'm a teacher, so this allow me some time to elaborate certain things that you're somewhere aware of. What I want to point out is that several state governments of Manipur, several central governments of this country have worked consciously towards allowing private big companies, and including foreign companies, corporate powers, to gain a foothold in precisely these resource-rich areas of Manipur and continuously fuel a crisis and antagonism between common impoverished sections of the Meitei community and the hill community, and ethnicizing the conflict continuously. Look at the amendments of various laws in India, the forest laws, which make it easier for big corporate powers to gain access to our forests without any cost and impact assessment. Look at the way in which big dams, energy units, electricity units are being developed. Who benefits from this? Who gets a share of that development? We all know the real story. Let's look at an example. The Loktak Lake, 40 kilometers from Imphal city. To common Meitei people who often don't earn enough, they often have same salary or same source of income as many of us here. Are they able to afford even one night stay in Loktak Lake Resort? What happened some time back to Loktak Lake? The traditional fishing community was displaced from there. Their huts, their livelihoods, their dependence on the lake was destroyed. Who gains? Who gains? It's a very select section of the Meitei community. It's big corporate powers that gain. And not us, not the average. The common Meitei people are simply made the face of corporate design, backed by the Indian government and also the state government. Colleagues, dear friends, what I would like to say is, in this context, it becomes our duty to convince everyone, to convince more and more people that this is not actually a conflict between the common Meitei masses and between the common hill communities. I would like to end with saying that we need to build a much stronger struggle, a united struggle. One struggle that, of course, brings forward the demand of decentralization, a demand that actually gives power to the people. This is a traditional structure. People used to self-govern themselves, and hence those structures need to be reinserted. We need more democracy, we need more decentralization. So many of your demands are very crucial demands. And they would sync with all struggling people throughout India who want a share in decision making, who want a share in deciding how policies will be made that will affect their lives. Let us build that type of democracy. Let us build power that is actually giving decision-making power to ordinary people. Let us decolonize what democracy really means in India. And let us, my friends, build a joint struggle. A joint struggle of the whole community, where Meiteis, where Kukis, where all hill communities live their life in solidarity and can actually build a future, a common future that will be the only way in which we will achieve lasting peace. Please echo this slogan with me. I will say lasting peace. You will say the solution is the road to justice. Lasting peace requires... Thank you.
Thank you, sister. My apology, because we are out of time. We have to cut short the momentum, but thank you. In the future, we'll get in touch for all the coming up rallies also. Now, going over to our next program, Do you know how many looted guns in Manipur have gone? We don't know, right? But here we have a very prominent figure who petitioned about the Manipur arms looted in Supreme Court. We have Agnostus Theos. Kindly, just 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. It's very sad that, in a state in our country, there's a civil war waging, but we need to adhere to time because at 5 o'clock, we should wind up according to Delhi police. So many people have died, so many injured, so many left displaced, but we should wind up at time. When I was entering here, a Delhi police constable, I think, he stopped me saying, "Are you going to the Manipur protest?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Nahi, why are you going? It doesn't concern you." So I want to remind that constable or whoever he was and every person who instructed him that it concerns me because I am a citizen of India. It concerns every citizen of India because this is a matter about India, not just Manipur. To that person, I want to ask, do you see any other flag here? Well, I would have loved to see a Palestine flag here today, but there is only Indian flags and there are only Indians here. And to that policeman, I want to remind you that the arms which have been stolen, 5,600 sophisticated, including AK-47s, machine gun carbines, these are the arms which you use, which the army use, 15,000, almost 15,000 bombs and 6.5 lakh plus bullets. Today, those same arms and ammunition are being used not just on civilians, but also on policemen and army personnel. And I'm surprised that how the administration, whether it's the local or the central, has allowed this to happen. Somebody spoke earlier that there have been other riots. I call them engineered riots, but there have been riots which have gone for 3 days, 4 days. Here it's 6 months. And just a few days ago, an army man on vacation was abducted at gunpoint from his home and shot dead. This is what we've brought the country to. It makes my heart bleed. Literally, it makes my heart bleed. The naked parade which shamed not just every Indian citizen, but every global citizen. One of the ladies, it should not happen to anyone, but one of the women was the wife of an army man who served this country in Kargil. And he was forced to say that I saved the nation, but I could not save my own wife. This is what we've made this country come down to. We've made it a joke. This needs to be taken up by every Indian. I want to do another gathering on Sunday because Sunday is convenient for everyone. So Sunday, 5th November, 10 a.m., let us all gather here, and I want to ask every Indian who is concerned to come here and speak about this cause, take up this cause, and we spend the whole day talking about the matters which concern India. We spoke about justice. I am fed up of having walls of remembrance. The 1984 genocide, I was 6-year-old, I saw what happened. And just 2 days back, I was with some army personnel who said that they were deployed and they saw the horrible scenes which left a trauma in them. Today, Manipur is living that trauma. And it just is not about Manipur. These incidents leave a trauma for successive generations. So we need to make this an example and make this the last genocide ever. So I want to also take this platform to say to every person who has in their power and who has the responsibility to stop this genocide to immediately take action. And let's end with a small slogan. I'll say something and I want us all to repeat together. What I'm going to say is that peace in Manipur, peace in India, peace in Gaza, peace in the world. Will you all say it out with me? Peace in? I couldn't hear you. Peace in. Peace in. Peace in. Peace in. So together we'll now say it. Peace in Manipur. Peace in India. Peace in Gaza. Peace in the world. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू थियोस जी, आप जो काम करते हैं और जितना भी आपने किया आपके स्पीच के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And now we are going to have our closing song, Light Up Your Candle. Also, thank you all for turning up, for the donations, in kind, in cash, for your time, for your effort. It's a Friday, but the turn up has been awesome. Thank you. Just a moment. After the song, Reverend Tongmin Thang Haokip will be having a closing prayer, and also will be singing the national anthem.
An announcement, during the song, there will be a donation box brought by the volunteers. Whatever we can contribute, please let's contribute for the cause, because we'll have upcoming rallies organized by the same organizers. Thank you.
There is a As we remain standing, let us pray to the one and living God. Our Heavenly Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we praise your name. Your love endures forever. We are privileged to know you, the living God, who creates and rules the world. Nothing is hidden from you. You are fully righteous and perfect. We love you because you first loved us. You came in this world in the form of human being, Jesus Christ. You died on the cross for the sins of the world. You gave your precious life so that we may have eternal life. Father, at this moment, we pray for our land and our people. You know the situation we are in, the problems and hardships we face. Have mercy on us, O Lord. Speak to the people who are in authority so that we get justice. May peace prevail in Manipur. May your name be glorified in our land. May the cries of the mothers and the children be heard. We know that you hear and listen to our honest prayers. Even at this grave moment, when we seek for shelter and protection in More, we believe you will not fail us. In the most precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we ask. Amen.
Brothers and sisters, we are proud Indians. हम इस महान भारत देश के नागरिक हैं, देशवासी हैं. We respect our national flag. Brothers and sisters, we are going to end our program by singing our national anthem. अपने राष्ट्रगान के लिए हम we will stand in attention. राष्ट्रगान के लिए हम खड़े होंगे, गाएंगे. And we respect our national flag. We are proud Indians. National anthem is Adingu. In attention, please.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड जल बंगाल विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय